everyone, welcome back to the next Roblox scripting tutorial in the Beginner's Guide series. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to use vector 3s. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let's begin. So what is a vector 3? Well, it's not a vector 2 because it has a 3 in it. Okay, so a vector 3 is basically an arrow that has a length and a direction. So based off of that definition, this is a vector 3, and this is a vector 3, and this is a vector 3. You know why? Because they're all arrows and they all have a length and they all have a direction. This right here is pointing upward, this one right here is pointing downward, and this one is pointing right. We can even get one to point left, and this is also a vector 3. So we've covered the direction part, and here's the length part. So all of these vectors are pointing up. And this vector right here is very small, so we can say that it has a length of 1. This one is a little bit bigger. It's not 2 times bigger. I'd say this is like 2.5 times bigger. So this one has a length of 2.5. And this one is humongous. This is probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say this one has a length of 5. So as you can see, the number right here is the length, and the length is how big the vector is. Remember that the vector is just the arrow. So this arrow right here has a length of 1, this arrow has a length of 2.5, and this one has a length of 5. And the size of the vector 3 is called the length, as I said before, but no one really calls it the length. So the size of the vector 3 is actually called the magnitude. So we call this 1 right here the magnitude of this vector right here. We call this 2.5 the magnitude of this vector. And whenever I say magnitude, just think of length. Just think of how big the vector is. So when would you ever use a vector? When would you even need an arrow that has a length and a direction, or a direction and a magnitude? So this is when you'd need it. So let's say that you have this position system, this coordinate system, and you've probably seen this in math class. So remember that this point right here is 0, 0. This is 0, 0. And what are the zeros? Well, this 0 means it's 0 left and right, and this 0 means it's 0 up and down. So this thingy right here, let's just call this a noob. And this noob right here, it's on the position 0, 0. And we can have another thing. We'll put it right over here. Let's call this guest. And guest is not on 0, 0 because noob is on 0, 0, and 0, 0 is right over here. Guest is in 2, 1. So where did this 2 and 1 come from? Well, this 2 right here is how left and right it is. So how far it is from noob, how far it is from this origin. This 0, 0, we call this the origin. And this guest is 2 points away from this noob. This guest is 2 points away from this origin right here. And this guest is 1 point away from this origin in the up and down direction. So this point right here is our 1. So remember that a vector is just an arrow. So we want to tell Roblox where this guest is. And to do that, we need to draw our arrow. We need to draw our vector. So the vector that represents where this guest is would look like this. You just have an arrow right here. There's my arrow. And it's literally just pointing from this origin, this 0, 0, all the way to guest. It's literally just an arrow, and it has some length, and we don't know what this length is. Now let's say that we created a part using instance.new. So this part is going to be put right here. And what is the position of this part? So the position of this part is going to be another arrow. It's another vector. So we're just going to draw the vector from the origin all the way to the part, just like that. That's a really messy vector, but you get the point. So this is the vector that points from the origin to the part, and this part could be, let's say this is 2, 2. So this part is 2 points away from the origin in the left and right direction, and it's 2 points away from the origin in the up and down direction, which is right here. So this vector right here is pointing to 2, 2, which is also where this part is. So now that we understand what all of that is, we can take it into Roblox. Okay, so now that we understand the theory of vectors, I'm going to put a part in my game, and I'm going to change the position, which is right over here, to 0, 0, 0. And now this part is at the origin, just like what I had going on with my Microsoft Paint example. Okay, so that's our origin. I'm going to duplicate it by pressing Ctrl D, and I'm just going to move this rightward, and I'm going to change this position right here to 5. And I'm going to change the color to like some blue color. Actually, I'm going to change the position to 10. Okay, so now we can see that this blue part right here is 10 points, which is this first number right here, away from this red part. And the vector that points to this blue part is literally some invisible arrow that points from this origin, which is right here, all the way to the center of this blue part right here. So that 10, 0, 0 is basically the invisible vector, the invisible arrow that points from the origin, which is the center of the brick, all the way to the center of this blue brick right here. Now, once again, if I take this blue brick and I move it rightward, so I'm moving it rightward, look at what's happening to this first number right here. So as I'm going farther and farther from this red brick, this number is increasing. This is we call this the X component. This is how left and right it is. Whoops. This is how left and right it is from the origin. Remember that this is our origin. So if this goes more and more left, the numbers get smaller, which is -10, -15. And as we go rightward, the numbers get bigger. So remember that the vector that points to this position right here is simply some arrow that goes from the origin to this blue brick right here. And as I move it left and right, as you can see, the first number right here, which is what we call the X coordinate of the vector, is increasing. Now, if I take this blue arrow and I move it up and down, you can see that this rightmost number, which we call the Z coordinate, is increasing and decreasing. And lastly, this middle number right here, which is Y, if you look at it this way, you can see that Y is equal to 0, which means that this part right here is located at 0 in the up and down direction. So this is currently at 0 in the up and down direction, which is also like the floor. And if I take this arrow and I move it upward, as you can see, this Y component is increasing. So as this part gets more and more higher, as you can see, this Y component is increasing. And as I move this part downward, this Y component decreases. And the vector that points to this position is simply some arrow from the origin that's pointing all the way to the center of this part. So the vector right now looks like that. And if I move this and move it upward, the vector will look like that. And if I take this red arrow and I move it farther, the vector will look like that. Notice how the magnitude of this vector is changing as the position of this part changes. So if I move it closer, look at what happens to the magnitude. What if it gets really, really close to the red brick? This magnitude becomes very, very, very small. And if this part is very far away from the red brick, the magnitude becomes very, very large. Okay, so when you're measuring an object in real life, you'll use a ruler. And the ruler will tell you how big the object is. So for example, maybe it's 3 inches, maybe it's 5 inches, maybe it's 10 inches. So Roblox has its own kind of ruler, and instead of inches, we call it studs in Roblox. So this length right here is 1 stud. This length of this square right here is 1 stud. I'm just gonna zoom in to show you. This is 1 stud, we call this 1 stud. So 2 studs is the length between this and that, that's 2 studs. And we can even flip it. We can say this is 2 studs right here, and this is 1 stud right here. So if I take this part, and I'm gonna put it at the origin, 0, 0, 0, go right here. I'm gonna take this part, I'm gonna drag it, and watch what's gonna happen to the position. So I'm gonna drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it, and let it go right about here, boom. So that is 1 stud. If you look closely, if I drag it back, that is, I've dragged it back 1 stud, so now it's at 0, 0, 0. So if I take this part, and if I drag it all the way over here, that will be 3 studs. So 1 stud right here, 2 studs right here, and 3 studs right there. So now we can begin thinking about telling Roblox where to put our part. So remember that the part's position is made up of 3 numbers, which is the X, Y, and Z. The X is how left and right it is. The Y is how up and down it is. And this Z is how front and back it is. So we can tell Roblox these 3 numbers, and it will put our part wherever we want it to be. So I'm just gonna set this to 0, 0, 0, and let's get to coding. Okay, so first let's start with our instance.new. So I'm gonna say local my part is equal to instance.new part game.workspace. And now I'm gonna put the part in the origin. So I'm gonna say my part dot position. So this is new right here, my part dot position. So remember, it's gonna create a part, and now we're referring to the position, which is this number right here. So we're saying my part dot position, which is these numbers right here, and we're setting this position equal to, and we're setting it equal to a combination of these numbers. So to do that, we have to use vector3. Remember that vector3 is literally just an arrow that has a length and a direction. Let's say a direction and a magnitude. So the part's position is going to be vector3.new. So what is this vector3.new? This is literally telling Roblox to create a new arrow, and whatever goes inside these parentheses is the X, Y, and Z coordinates of that arrow. So that is where the arrow will point to. So this vector3.new, just think about it as creating a new arrow, and then we're putting some X, some Y, and some Z. Remember that this is the x coordinate, as you can see from here. If I click here, this is the y coordinate, and this is the z coordinate. And this is simply nothing more than these right here. It's literally just our vector, our arrow pointing to these coordinates. So I'm just gonna delete this part that we had. I'm gonna click play. And it created a part. And if you look at the position of that part, you can see that it actually put it inside of 0.550. Okay, so why did it put it in 0.550? That is because we try to stick this part in the origin, like exactly in the origin, but this part is able to collide with other things. So this base plate, this giant brick that we have here, it kind of shoved it upward. So that's why. So remember that in the last video we learned about can collide, which is whether or not an object is allowed to collide with another object. And we also learned about anchor. So I'm gonna set anchor to true, set can collide to false. Now you can see that I can actually walk through it. So if I want this part to be exactly in the origin without this base plate pushing it upward, I have to set can collide to false so that it will be allowed to collide with the base plate just like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to my part, .can collide, and set it equal to false. Now this part can no longer collide with anything. I'm gonna set anchored to true. So if you're setting can collide to false, and if anchored is set to false, then your part is gonna fall right through the base plate. It's gonna fall through anything else, and it's literally just gonna fall, and it's not gonna be there. See? So to prevent the part from falling through everything, you wanna set anchor to true, and this is going to make sure that it does not fall. So if you have can collide false, always have anchor set to true. So now it will be anchored, and it will not be allowed to collide with any other objects, and that will allow us to actually put our part in the origin. As you can see, it's now actually inside of the base plate. So if I click on this, as you can see, it set the position to 0, 0, 0, which is the origin, which is exactly what we expected from here. Okay, so now what if I want to take this part and I want to move it in the sky? So I'd want to take this y coordinate. So remember that a part has 3 numbers, which are the position, and I'm gonna set this to 0, I'm gonna set this to 0, and this y right here is how up and down it is. So if I move this part all the way up, as you can see, the y increases. So now if I want this part to stay in the air, I have to choose a bigger y value. If this y is set to 0, it will be in the ground. If this y is set to a bigger value, it will be in the air. So if I want this part to be suspended in the air, I can take this 0 and I can set it to like 15, and it will literally just be in the air, frozen, just like this. Boom, there's our part, and it's in the air. And if you look at the position, it is exactly what we would expect, 0, 15, 0, which is right here. And remember that the vector3, the arrow, is literally pointing from the origin, which is right here, all the way to the brick. So this is what the vector3 looks like. This is the invisible arrow. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video on vector3. If you have any questions, just reply in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.